Every story has two sides, and like a coin, one cannot exist without the other. Allow me to tell you a story. There's a story told of a young man who got a coin on his birthday, his saddest birthday to be exact. Only a week ago, he was standing over a hole watching his parents being buried. Along with the coin, the gift contained a note from his parents that changed his life in ways not even they could have expected. Gently, he opened the note and read his late parents' last words, most likely advice he thought.
Dear son, try to find balance in your life. It is great to consistently stay positive, but always remember that negative times will come and they will try to destroy you. Try though they will. You need to remember that at every stage there is always a light at the end of the tunnel that frees us from the darkness we're contained in. However, we can only escape if we have the right perspective. Perspective changes everything, son, and just like this coin that has two sides, our realities can be divided and misplaced because of the perspective we view. Remember, seeing is believing. Happy birthday. We love you.
He folded up the note neatly and placed it in the box, then took up the coin and looked at it. Last present, huh? He chuckled to himself and shakes his head. He gets up, he takes up the box, and as he walks away, something interesting happened. You see, as he left, he actually became a lot more aware of his choices. His battle to maintain a positive outlook on life had just begun. His days were blundered as his happiness was agonizingly scratched away. After all, the two people that he held dearest to his heart were selfishly taken from this perpetual circle we call life, and the only thing left behind to remind him of their presence was a $20 coin. However, the reminder of the pain of their loss was everywhere. Everywhere he looked, wherever he went, someone was always there to remind him that the loss was a painful one. My condolences for your loss. I know how it is to feel distant and depressed when a loved one dies. I'm always here when you need me for anything, so don't hesitate to message or call. Take care. However, instead of seeing it as love, as care, as them wanting him to be happy again and relying on them, he pulled away, shutting the world off behind him. Hey bro, heard what happened and I'm really sorry for your loss. I know it's rough, but I'm here for you if you need to talk about it. Talk about it? What do they know? All he saw was just annoyance, and his annoyance grew. He began to see everything as pity, and with his negative perception, negative action followed. When someone gets into this mindset, they end up missing chances and opportunities for a joyful time with others. Set on locking others out, they no longer acknowledge anyone. More times than not, we tend to underestimate the power of perception, the fact that our mind can distort and create realities based on the things we've learned to accept as the truth. Life is what we make it, so perception has a big part of how our lives play out. What we see, what we choose to notice, what we think, and what we do because of it. And some of us wouldn't like to admit that sometimes we see the wrong things. But there are, was, and will always be those to stand in the way of one sinking into darkness. Those that go out of their way just to try and pull you out of the hole you dug for yourself. Snap out of this. This isn't you. This isn't who you are. Will you really let yourself sink into this thing? Of course, at first there's the you don't understand and the you can't understand talk. Then the ignoring and the locking them out, virtually pushing them away for good. But there's also the think about what was said phase. The part where the words resonate on such a high level, one can't help but to open their mind and accept what was said was true. The only sad part is, Sometimes it's just too late. Words were said that can't be taken back. Actions done that left scars and created bruises that didn't heal. And as a result, when he tried fixing things, he was left all alone. So he found himself once more on the balcony with his parents' last words in his hands. If only you were here to explain, he thought. But you see, God didn't forget him. And if there's one thing about God, it's that his ways are, well, unique. His paper blew off the balcony, and he panicked and ran, thinking only of reobtaining it. The letter floated gently to the ground and landed right in the path of the least expected. He picked up the letter, and as he read the letter, a realization, a truth, a great understanding of the situation came over him. His friends that were walking with him finally caught up, and he showed it to them. As they read it, they too understood, and they realized what must be done. They found resolve and were able to, for the first time, put themselves in the young man's shoes. As the young man burst through the door, he slowly came to a halt. The same persons whom he thought he lost were right there, and with them, a piece of paper more valuable to him than money itself. Along with that note was something even more amazing. Along with the note was forgiveness and friendship. It's not possible to know the end of all stories. In this world, everyone that looks in the mirror sees something different. I broke into that house to save that little girl. From my side of the coin, it was necessary.